Reishayin Ches is reading across the top, right? So he says, "Ho called tikunim the dikner ukimda the kulhu matikunim the dikner tik kedisha ukimda bed kedisha." That's just what he says. He's there. Shita Eden, there are 6 tisha ikrim, but they're called 9. He said tikunim kadimor. This is the first. I don't know what is it. Tisha Eden. There are 6, and then there are 9. Tikunim kadimor, the first one. Nafik mahachnu tzutza boots into the kardanusa. So the first one, the first tikkun of the beard of the Zair Anpin, comes out from this boots into the kardanusa, which is the muchstima, ubatash betchul sa'ar deresha, and it comes out underneath the hairs of the head, betchul kutzim the al udnim, underneath the hairs that are over the ears. And it starts out there by the door of the ears. Adresha the puma, and it extends down until, I guess, a parallel place opposite the mouth. So this particular tikuna in a tika, you don't find that. Elakad nagid mazla tika kadisha. Only when the mazel comes down of a tika kadisha is the only with vitalia rabinei haku mabua the chachmasa, and then starts coming out of this river of chachma. Kad iba. So then it says kad iba is mashkav is kalila ba'avira dakias, and then we had the situation where these two come together. These two forces of Eric Anpin are inside of the head. Is the Avira and the where's it? Mashkav is kalila ba'ibadaki. We're talking about the spark, the nitzuts, I guess. How could he vara nakit ima v'nitzutza the aolos? So he says this the whiteness, she takes this and v'nitzutza all off from the tzutza above unfakas, and as a result of it causes to come out and then these two come together. That is, I guess, the spark and the air. Vis avidas chad tikuna, and they make one tikkun, which is the first tikkun. He said hazos. So v'kat itzrik salkada alda. So when it's necessary, one becomes dominant over the other. V'hiskasya chad mikmeichad, and then one covers over the other when they begin kach kula itzrik. So therefore, everything is necessary. I don't know what that is exactly. Chad lema'aved nukmin. So there you go. So that you need both sides. One is to take out vengeance. V'chad l'rachman, the other one is to have mercy. V'al taliv, so v'al chai taliv l'hai digna David Malka kamadukimna. So we have also this idea is wanted by David HaMelech. This is b'bahai digna tisha tikunim ishtakachu. So he says in this beard you find 9 tikunim. Shita ravavan d'Italian because there are 6 big ones of some way that come down from it, mispashta b'kol guf, and they go into the whole body. V'ilan shita d'Italian talia b'sair d'kuva d'busma. So he says these goes under these v'ilan shita Italian, they hang down. Italian b'sair d'chos, they hang down from the hairs that are underneath this, I guess, the cheeks. Talas mechai citra. There are 3, and then they split because there's 2 sides of the face. So you have 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. Talas mechai citra, but talas mechai citra uviyakirusa de digna, and in that choice place in the beard, talian talas achronim, there's 3 other ones that come down. This is a place where I was more confused. So he says in that place in the cheeks, it comes down talas achronim, 3 other ones. So that's 3, 3, and 3. Chadla ela b'sifavan. So these other 3, one is up above by the lips. And Tibor, and then there's another 2 that hang down from the Be'inan's Iron Italian Tibor that hang all the way down. So there's one around the lips and there's one going down further. Is that right? V'kol hani shita tlas mikan the slas mikan. So these 6, which are 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, is mashkan battalion kuhu be'inan's Iron Italian. All of them, what they flow? I guess they flow into the other hairs. This pasta called goof, and they spread in the whole body. Again, the hane tlasa inen b'yakira the dikna, and since they're really in the choice place of the beard, I guess it's right in the middle. Yate Mikulhu, more than anything else, Kasib B'chuv Shema Kadisha, so therefore the holy name is written over there. So from this narrow place, I guess if that place he's talking about on the side of the beard, or that the beard where it starts, he says it's coming from a narrow place, Karasi Yak. So I'm calling for Yud and K. So he says, Hashem li lo yira. David HaMelech said that. Okay, now we're on Reish Pehei, which is where we're actually starting today. And it said, it's been explained in the Idra. It's a pasuk, how we've explained this particular pasuk. 1 second. Okay, that's what the one I got is. Whoa. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so once again, so he says, Shuha tikun arishon shall tikuni dikna shall Zair Anpin. This is talking about the first tikun, right? So he's talking about Ma'asa, the sharmi the dikna, the ispashta, so from the place that the beard begins to start to spread. Let me see, I'm playing around here. Umimakom aschalas the dikna the who asa dochik mikamei udnim. So the place where it starts is in this narrow place, and this idea we kind of saw in the Idra Rabbah. He said, "If came kosher, if that's the case, it's a problem." Kate said, "Ata oimer kan shachapasuk min meitzik orasayak, and amber al hasaras shesvivas apeh." So how is it that we say that this has to do with hairs that are around the mouth? Shuha tikun hasheni shall tikuni dikna the Zair Anpin, which is the second tikun. So what did he say? He says, "Min emetzikochav in the emer al hasara shasivav zapeh." Okay, let's go on. Umeshiv shafirhu. That's good. Yafahu. That works out well. Ha masha marno hashab, where it says over there, "Hey masha marno kan," and what we say over here, "Keshivim panim the Torah." There's 7 different ways of looking at the Torah. V'sifta dagan to the Rabbi Besaba, Hachi Amar. This is what he said. The Sefer V'Ragadato, Rabbi Besaba, Gam came Amar Kachat also says the same thing. Kamo Shahamar Nocha Be'Idra Rabbah, as we said over in Yibir Rabbah, Shal Pasuk Min HaMeitzer Ne'emar Al Tikun the Rishon. So it refers to the first Tikun. I'm not really 100% sure what he said there over there, how clearly it was. It starts from the ears. What does it have to do with the mouth? He says that second Tikun. I didn't quite understand what the contrast is. V'okim v'odhem et bir Rav Yebesaba now besifra. So apparently we understand. We see Rav Yebesaba in the prayer of Elenu. I know that, and he's in the Zohar. He apparently had a book. The Shirusach, the Dikdim b'Chesed law. So the beginning of the beard is in the upper Chesed. Shetachilus adikta shel Zair Anpin. Maschelas min midas chesed. It begins from the midas chesed. What's to say that midas chesed is there at the beya? Shuchum midas al yoinev harishonim midas sheish midas, which is the first midah of the 6. Dechsev, is it written like this? Kamo shakarno shakasov seder hasheish midas b'pasuk l'chol Hashem hagadula. So that's that. I guess Hashem is. Refers to the 6, that you have the Gedula, the Gevura, the Feres, and Netzach, the Hod, Ki Kol B'Shamayim V'Aretz. I'm not sure if that's, how many is it? Hashem, Gedula, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, and Hod, that's 5. Ki Kol B'Shamayim V'Aretz, I guess the Shemayim and the Aretz is 1, I guess, that's number 6. The Gamo Kain Sheish Tikuni Rishonim Shal Tisha Tikuni Dikta the Zair Anpin. So the same way, it's Nisadra Keneged Sheish Midas Halalu are organized according to these 6 midos from Chesed down through Yesod. The Hiskim Rebbe Shibit the Devolah. Now Rebbe Shibit really likes that idea, so he said, let's start talking about the beard in the concept of the 6. He said, Avshal Pasuk Sham B'Dambach bin Sheish Spiritual Zair Anpin. There it's talking about the Valk of Zair Anpin, and now we're talking about his beard. Below Medidikta Shalom, when they talk about his beard, because those, in any case, the Kulahu, Hakol Kulafi, Seder Sheish Midas Ha'ela. Everything really has to do with these 3, the same midos, which are measurements of different kinds of tzimtzumim within the hairs themselves. Hein Shesh Spheros. These are the 6 spheros. V'heim Shisha Tikunim Dikta. They're also the same. That 6 in that order refers also to the beard of Zeir Anpin. V'haki Sha'ari. This is how it begins. V'kad v'kach gam maskil seder sheish amidus shechachesed hu harishon. So here's where we're talking about the 6 midos, and they are in the beard, and the first one is chesed. So when they reply both this concept of the 6 is also in the beard of Zeir Anpin. So we have this, and we got rock sheish midos. Over there we only have 6, because those yesh teisha tikkunim dikta Zeir Anpin. Now, okay, so you have 6. So you start with chesed and you go down to yesod, but wait a minute, there's 9 of them. V'tisha v'ismashkim v'talya b'dikna. So he said, Tisha tikunim shall Erik Anpin. So what it is that the 9 tikunim of Erik Anpin, nimshachim v'taluya b'dikna shall Zeir Anpin. They flow down, and they're hanging from the beard of Zeir Anpin. So he said, nitaisvu od shlosh tikunim b'dikna shall Zeir Anpin. So therefore, there's an additional 3 that are added onto the beard. Now, originally he had said that the 6 were. Whoops! I didn't realize I lost him. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure where I lost you here exactly. So you want to say v'haki? It's on the first column. It's like that v'haki shari. Okay, so let's start there. He said, "V'kach gam maskil seder sheish amidas shechesed hu harishon." So now you're going to go 6 midos on the beard. So, like he said, there were 6, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Let's see how it goes. Hey b'spheres v'hei b'tikkunim dikta. It applies. The 6 goes to both. Amnam av shenisker b'pasuk b'chol Hashem agadula, etc. Rak sheish midos. Over there, there's only 6. You said there's 9. Because those yesh teisha tikunim dikta the Zeir Anpin, there are in fact 9. But tisha is mashka and batalya bedikta, and 6 of them then get extended down and they hang down for the beard. So let's have, what does he mean? He said, ki teisha tikunim shall Erik Anpin. That's what we want to say, is that the 9 spheres of Erik Anpin, nimshachim betuluya bedikta shall Zeir Anpin, they extend down, they flow down, and now they're attached. They attach themselves to the beard of Zeir Anpin. Ubipnei kach, for this reason, the taisva od shlosh tikunim dikta shall Zeir Anpin. So that adds, because there's 9 shining onto 9, onto Zeir Anpin, so therefore it adds another 3. Amnam gam na'achar sheditaisiv od shlosh tikunim ukavor yesh teisha tikunim. So let's say now they've been added on, and now we have 9. Ein maskel haseder shall teisha tikunim dikta shall Zeir Anpin b'midas hachma techilus. So therefore, but even so, you would think that the way that it would be, add 3 on, right? That would be the top 3, because you're previously starting with chesed. So he said, but that's not right. So therefore, it wouldn't be chachma. Go 3 up from chesed, you get to chachma. Ella techilas haseder who b'midas chesed. But it's not like that. The very first one, even though there are 9, the very first one is always chesed. And that's where it begins, right in front of the ears. Of the kach minatiko nerishon shuhu lifnei haznayim, which is in front of the beard, sham maskil midas chesed. That's where chesed starts in Zeir Anpin. Moshe Amar Rav Yebesab, and this is what Rabbi Yebesab said. The besach bebir india the teisha tikunim dikta for Amar. So this is what we say. Is this Rabbi Yebesab? He says, "V'amar v'kiyum lo is kaimem ela ba'aser achra. V'kiyum kol teisha tikunim dikta shall Zeir Anpin enim is kaimem ela al yedei makom acher elyon." So he says they only exist because they're coming from a place that's higher. I'm not sure exactly what that means. The hainu al yedei ha'arach al yedei teisha tikunim dikta shall Erik Anpin. That is, therefore, it's coming from that place, which is the 9 of Erik Anpin shining down. That's his lower 9. Command Okimna, that's been talked about before, previously. So he says, V'kad itzrik al melarachme. So the Zohar goes like this, and this is a lot of. I think there's certain detail there. He's brought up the question. There's 6 from Chesed to Yesod, I guess. He said, but then we add another 3 on, and so those 3, though, apparently have something to do with the different parts of Eric Anpin, because Itzrik Alma the Rachmim, when the world needs Rachmim, Gusharka Oilim, his Lahan Hagas Midas Rachmim, it has to go in that way. Kedei L'Rachim Al Bnei Yisrael, and why? In order to be able to bring mercy unto Jews. Iskalia Mazala Kadesha Oz Mizgala Hamazal the Kodesh Al Eric Anpin. So when mercy is needed, that's when you see the revealing of the mazel of a kodesh al Eric Anpin, shehem shnei tikunim notes chesed v'nake. This is number 8 and number 13. Shal dikna shal Eric Anpin. Those wind up getting revealed and when you need mercy. V'heim meirim bedikna shal Eric Anpin. So this is the path that we have to pray for in order to get this going for us. V'heim meirim bedikna shal Zair Anpin, and as a result of that, they shine unto the beard of Zair Anpin. Kol Hani Tikundi Dikna Kikibit is their Anpin, Vaz Kol Elocha Tikunim Shal Dikna Hayaka Shal Zer Anpin. So all of those tikunim, they come together over there in Zer Anpin. Kulhu Rachamim B'Shtatche. They're all Kulam Nimsoch B'Bidis of Rachamim, they're all Rachamim. He says, Ki Hadinim Shebechem Choyzim and Hafchim L'Rachamim, because that's what happens. The dinim, there they switch over, they become a Rachamim. God Itzrich the dinim, then there's time when you need dinner. So the world needs to run that way. In order to take out vengeance on those enemies of the Jews. And then, as a result of the power of the revelation of the mazel of dikna of Eric Anpin, is chazia dinah. Then you see the din. So he said, "V'keden avdin nukmin l'sneichem the Yisrael le'inan da'akin b'hu." So this is a phrase that he's using. It's like like if I was David HaMelech. So he said, "V'oz came osim nekama b'sonaehim." So then shall Yisrael. So my question is that he says what the left side is, for the purpose of the left side is to punish the enemies of the Jews. In other words, the enemies of Torah. The Osam Hamitzarim V'Daichim as Yisrael that really are trying to punish and pressurize the Jews. Called Yekiva Dikna. So then the Zohar goes and says like this. He says all of the real choice places of the Dikna, let's say the Yekiva, the glory of the Dikna, called Iker V'Amshachas Shal Chadikna Shal Zer Anpin. So the whole flow of what's coming off of the beard is Zer Anpin. Be'inan Sar the Salyaninun. It all goes into the hu ba'osam asaro shal ovi hazakan. So really, the flow that's coming from that beard all comes from the hairs that are around the face. Let's see, the ba'osam saros shal ovi, on the thickness, on the breadth, the thickness of the beard. Hataluyas v'nimshachs the mata ad Tibor. So it doesn't mean the breadth; it means the thickness. There's a lot of hairs there that hang down the Tibor, and they continues to go downwards until they reach the belly button. V'hem tikun hashishi v'chatashii. So it comes out that this comes out to be the 6th and the 9th tikun. So he said, "Be'inin sari d'Italia sicher b'chat adikroim mazlos shall dikna d'zer anpin." So now we're coming, and we're saying that contrast to Eric Anpin, that this is the 6th and the 9th tikun of Zair Anpin, mishum de kulu b'chai Italian, mifnei she'shefa shar kol tikundi dikna Italian v'nichlolun be'elu shnei mazlos. So that's the fact over here by Zair Anpin too. It's 6 and 9. So 6 and 9 are the ones that incorporate everything. Umechem nishpoim kol holomos, and from them all the shefa that comes downwards comes from those 2 mazlos. Kamo kain al yadam oise hadikna nekama b'snoi yisrael. So that's also how they take out from the 6 and 9. Also takes out vengeance as well. I guess as rachman too. Kol hani sari hadikna Zair Anpin. So now let's look at the hairs on Zair Anpin, all of them. Called Eloch Hasa'aru shall addicted shall Zair Anpin. So all of those hairs, Kulhu Kashishim Atikifim, they're all tough and strong. Kulam Kashim v'Chazakim, fortified. V'Heim La'olim, they're always like that. V'afila b'shashim mizgalach hamazal addicted to Erik Anpin, even the time when the mazals of Zair Anpin are revealed. Now, over previously, he had made the statement that the number 6 and number 9, he had the word the comma. The very bottom of that right column there, the first side, he says that he makes a nekam of Snoy Yisrael. So it must be that 6 and 9 pour out nekama. I think that's what he means. In contrast to Erik Anpin, who says that when his 8 and 13 are revealed, it brings out Marachmanas. So the question is, why do they have to be so tough? Even when everything's going nice. Who mishum the kul kafian ledinin. The fisha calls aris addicted kofim, so they're all beating down and machnim and humbling as the dinim, and as controlling the dinim. V'lekach chutz kol hiyos kashem v'tekifim k'tei his gavim b'koich k'shiyusam aladinim. So therefore, they all have to overcome this situation in order to be able to take care of these dinim, which are also l'hachtia, so meant to humble them. Ki ein hadim nimtak ela b'shorsha. So let's go back and let's see what he says. Dinim can only be sweetened at their root, which is a phrase we've seen before. Usually refers to, I'm thinking, to bina. That's really what it normally says. Ki ein hadin nimkak ela b'shorsha v'kol zecher hakfi v'hakna hu b'shat the mazal kadish is gali. B'shat shal mazgala hamazal l'kodesh shal addicted to Erik Anpin. So all of that idea, he says, I'm concerned about, it's not about the phrase v'hadin nimta. Where is it? What's it? All shorsha. Where is it? V'hadin nimta is not. It's only sweetened. Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm laboring. We're out of time. We still have some time. So I was just concerned about the fact that he says it's only sweetened at its root. So then he says the ability to be able to, I guess, this is supposed to be the sweetening process. He's talking about at the root. He said, "B'shata the mazla kadisha azgali," and the root of it has to be in the mazla kadisha in 8 and 13 of Erik Anpin. B'shashim b'zgalach hamazla l'kodesh addicted to Erik Anpin. He oz nikfim hadinim, because that's what happens. That's how you beat down the dinim. V'hadikna hadinim v'hadikna osa al yadam nekama b'snoi yisrael. And when that happens, then the dikna is able to process what it needs to do, which is to take out nekama on the Jews, on the enemies of the Jews. So that idea is like is paralleling that, but it seems like a little bit still vague to me. So let's go. V'kad boy la'anacha karva. It's time for war. Because Zair Anpin wrote to the Arok Milchama to arrange a war neged Snoi Yisrael, the Jews. The enemies of the Jew, but high dikna, he uses the beard. Az bekoich hagavura v'chadinim shebezeh dikna shezer Anpin. It's chazi kagi bataka. If he starts to take that beard, is now the beard of a kagiber chazak v'amet. It's a powerful, strong man. Umare nitzchan karvaya, and he looks like a warrior that wins battles. Zukaden. Maret v'az lefamim maret, he plucks out the oker and uproots min hashorish es Snoi Yisrael, from the root the haters of the Jews. Now here is I think trying to help me here to explain what's going on. So it is from this root. He says, where's the root again? From the thing that makes him so strong, he becomes very powerful. V'az lefamim maret v'oker min hashorish as Snoi Yisrael, so that you could go back to the very root of these people. They could completely and totally uproot them. Marit de Marit. So he said, Man de Marit. So who's the one that's doing this uprooting? So Zair Anpin, which is Zair Anpin? The English. There's an interesting word. The Aglish. V'lepamim megaleach. Sometimes it's like shaving, as Snoi Yisrael. In other words, it's like let's see. There's some crops that after you cut them down, asparagus like that, it just has a root and it grows right back up again, but it takes a year. He said, sometimes he shaves the people down. He uproots them, but there's still a root there. Man the Aglish, Misha Magleach Shul Zair Anpin. So who's the guy who's doing the shaving? That's Zair Anpin. So he can uproot it, he can also shave it. Honey, that's what it sounds like. Honey, Tisha. Oh, that's it. We're done. Okay. Okay, go to it. Bye.